Thank you, Harry, and everyone on the panel. I just wanted to say a few words to kind of summarize my impressions of the various roundtables that we had today. I thought it was very interesting, starting off with the several talks that we had this morning from Mr. Mihalos, among others, talking about Greece as the gateway to Europe for Middle Eastern companies, which I think is kind of an obvious thought, but we often forget that it's the case, both geographically and, as he very much emphasized, culturally and emotionally. And having now spent also several months living in Greece for the first time, I sort of feel, as Amal has said, that this is an incredibly welcoming culture to people coming from the outside, from everywhere. And that is something that has value in business, and it has value in trade. We had an interesting discussion around banking and insurance. I think the two things that came out that are concrete, actionable thoughts there were that foreign banks should be coming to Greece more, and there is an opportunity for foreign banks to establish themselves in Greece, which have a very low presence today, and that's something that hopefully the participants will take away and think about. And the other is that it is perhaps not yet easy to appreciate, but there has been a cultural shift happening in Greece among the people. The relationship between the people and the state, what they expect of the state, how entrepreneurial they are, and how outward-looking they are. I've heard this from Greeks in all walks of life. We heard it today again on one of the panels, in the banking panel, and I think it's something to take into account when we think about some of the impressions we have of Greece in the old days, and when we see Greece and rediscover Greece as it is today, as a more streamlined place to do business and a more open place to do business. Then we had a conversation about real estate. I think everybody understands the scale of that investment opportunity, and if you just think about the heavy job that Greg Dunis has in working through 70,000 properties, you can imagine that there's a great opportunity for countries or funds or companies that have capital and are looking to deploy it. Not just in terms of acquisition of land, but also in terms of development and long-term return potential. And as you can see, there's a strong willingness on the part of the government to streamline regulation, to clean up those assets and hand them to investors in a clean state. And I think that will make a big difference and should be of interest to any one of you who are thinking about deploying capital in real estate anywhere in the world. And then finally, we had a very lively discussion with the shipping panel, an incredible assembly of experts that we had here today. I think we all agree that there will be more business transacted between the Middle East and Greece. I think what was interesting was, Harry, your suggestion that the Middle East and the Gulf in particular should be thinking about how they can reduce their third-party shipping costs by potentially going into partnership, joint venture, for example, with the experts in shipping, which are in many cases Greek. So there are different ways of working together, and it's not all just about hiring their ships to transport your goods, but there may be ways of doing something together, in particular as you're developing your own port facilities and investing in your own capacity. So those are the things that I took away. If there's anyone that has other observations, then please meet us for perhaps another coffee. Molly, do we have... No. Okay. Then let's mill about here, and we can talk more about some of the other things that we're going to talk about. I want to give a big thank you to our sponsors, Enterprise Greece and Dolphin Capital in particular, and also to Deloitte for contributing their expertise.